Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today I bring to you the best Switch Axe builds, Raw and Elemental. So this video focuses on the best builds for the Switch Axe, the brand new weapon type introduced into Season 4, and we will have both Raw and Elemental builds. Now keep in mind, most of these builds are endgame, so if you've been working towards these, or you're building towards them due to recent events, etc., then you're likely going to have the gear for this. Otherwise, yeah, we will have recommended pathways for beginners. If you're a beginner, don't sweat it, and I'm going to rehash that when we get there. First, we're going to start off with the Switch Axe Raw build data. So again, this is Raw. And for this example, we will be using Black Diablos since it is the strongest Raw monster type in the game. And this data takes into account critical furiosity. However, based on community testing / data, the true percentage is 33%, not 100% like MHN.Quest has currently. That's why if for some of you have been like, hey, King of Charmanders, your assessment or whatnot of taking this into, not into account, not taking it seriously is wrong. No, actually, it's just when you put in the calculator, and it took me literally a minute to notice this, it's at 100%. So this has to be fixed to 33% in order for it to be accurate. This means that the standard burst level 5 and weakness exploit level 2 build would be the strongest. So the data you put in right now, as you see right here, isn't accurate. So again, it's 33%, not 100%. However, this also means, as much as I hate to say it, Bubbly Dance / Resuscitate build is also viable if you want to use it. As you see, it is squared up in the example right here. And now the moment you've been waiting for, the builds. First, we have the best Raw Switch Axe build, number 1, Burst level 5. The standard, the OG, and it's still pretty dang goated, this build uses Burst level 5 to maximize damage. It has a theoretical practical average damage of 3,302, and the good thing is Burst is consistent and can be maintained fairly easy with the Switch Axe. Because the Switch Axe has a bunch of multi-hit attacks, and you're going to try to put as much pressure on the monster as possible, thanks to the ability of the Switch Axe just trying to whack away at the monster. Of course, be careful, make sure you pull out the right times, otherwise you might get hit. Along with this, weakness exploit level 2 lowers negative affinity to 5% when attacking weak spots. To use this build, you need the Zinogre helmet at grade 6, the Rathalos mail at grade 6, the Rathian Vambraces at grade 6, Rathian Coil at grade 6, and the Zinogre Greaves at grade 6. Moving on to the next build, and we have the best Raw Switch Axe build number 2, the Bubbly Dance / Resuscitate. As much as I give this build grief, this build uses Bubbly Dance / Resuscitate. However, there's a lot of caveats. It's inconsistent due to critical furiosity only proccing 33% of the time. It's also inconsistent due to the need to continue to keep the Bubbly Dance / Resuscitate bonus active. You have to dodge 3 times to proc it, and it's not going to stay there all the time. You're going to need to dodge eventually again in order to keep it going. However, the movement aspect can be beneficial in sword mode, although you would want to perfect dodge to pop the heavenward combo as much as you can. If you really want that range to get away, it can really help in sword mode, because in sword mode you strafe, and you lose a lot of dodge capability. So again, it could be useful. To use this build, you need the Tigrex helmet at grade 6, the Mizutsune mail at grade 6, Mizutsune Vambraces at grade 6, the Gold Rathian Coil at grade 8, and the Mizutsune Greaves at grade 6. Moving on, now that we're done with Raw, here we have the Switch Axe Elemental build data. For this example, we are using the Universal Critical Element build, as it is the strongest build that can be used for all elemental attacks. Elemental attacks, if you don't know, are Fire, Water, Ice, Thunder, and Dragon. Now the Volvidon Vambraces are the standard for the Switch Axe, along with the Carnival 2024 mail. And don't worry, if you didn't play that event, you just started, you're brand new, well guess what? There is an alternative build for that. Because if you don't have the Carnival 2024 mail, you could substitute it for the Odogaron mail and Rathian Vambraces, because Rathian Vambraces will provide that lock-on. Per the data, there's actually little drop-off if you aren't using the Carnival 2024 build and opt for the free-to-play alternative build instead. Now seriously, you look at the top one, if you see the difference, it's literally 5%, which isn't a lot. So unless you're just super hard on min-maxing, etc., you don't really need the top build, especially if you're locked out of it, because again, you couldn't play the Carnival 2024 event, or if you're brand new to the game. And And this brings us to the best elemental switch axe builds, starting with number 1, the Critical Element Carnival 2024 build. And as stated, this build uses Carnival 2024 mail along with Critical Element to establish a powerful build. And it also uses Volvidon Vambraces to increase your damage when you morph into axe mode or sword mode. This is actually going to be maintained a lot because if you think about it, there's 60 seconds in a, or not 60, like 80 seconds in a hunt, and you're going to be transforming a lot. So you're going to be able to keep that damage bonus consistent as you're going to be morphing a lot. And this requires the Carnival 2024 mail, which can only be obtained from the Monster Hunter Now Carnival 2024 events. So if you didn't play that event, or events global or Shibuya, and you didn't manage to build this, well, you're out of luck. But the thing about it is, there is an alternative, so I will put up that alternative and show the alternative next. And the great thing is, like I mentioned before, this can be used for all elemental attacks, meaning you don't have to switch pieces, etc. You can use this for everything, at least when it's elemental attack. To use this build, you need the Silver Rathalos helmet at grade 8, the Carnival 2024 mail at grade 8, Volvidon Vambraces at grade 6, Pink Rathian Coil at grade 6, and the Silver Rathalos Greaves at grade 8. But wait, there's more! We have the best elemental switch axe build number 2, the Critical Element Alternative. So if you want to use a build that uses Critical Element with free-to-play gear, this is it for you, as it uses the Odo Gear mail to substitute for the Carnival 2024 mail. You will also use the Rathian Vambraces for lock-on and burst for extra damage. So this won't use the Volvidon Vambraces, you're going to use the Rathian ones. And the Rathian ones are the what you should be going after anyways if you're a beginner. More on that later. And there's little drop-off in overall damage for the average when you compare it to the number 1 build. Go back to the chart, if you look at it and you don't believe me, it's just a few percentages, which isn't going to be noticeable or a lot. To use this build, you need the Silver Rathalos helmet at grade 8, the Odo Gear mail at grade 6, Rathian Vambraces at grade 6, Pink Rathian Coil at grade 6, and the Silver Rathalos Greaves at grade 8. And last but not least, we have the best status switch axe build, the Status Sneak Attack. Status Sneak Attack is the standard if you want to proc status as much as you can, and you're doing it the cheap way. So you don't really need to use Elder Dragons or other equipment, etc. This is the generic build for inflicting status. However, you need Status Sneak Attack level 5 gear, and this build is for poison, sleep, paralysis, and blast switch axes. It requires you to attack a monster from or near their behind to inflict maximum status buildup and infliction. And this build also works for all the other melee weapon types, and it's the universal status infliction build. So, to use this, you need the Koro Puke Puke helmet at grade 8, the Sisiaku mail at grade 4, Sisiaku Vambraces at grade 4, Sisiaku Coil at grade 4, and the Nightshade Palumu Greaves at grade 6.
So about this new strategy of yours, what's it about? Did you really come up with a new idea?
Of course! Use your head for once, would you? You know what I mean, don't you?
Ah, yes, the plan. So, the plan is if you're brand new, here's your pathway for beginners. And here's the number 1 rule. Don't worry about catching up with everyone else. Enjoy and recognize the long process. As a Pokemon Go veteran and as someone with a 10-5 weapon of all elements and likely the only person as far as the top English YouTubers to have one, here's the thing. It's a really long and painful process. I'm not saying that because I'm pretending it. No, it's because I've experienced it. And I've done it a lot faster than a lot of some people have. But yeah. The trick is go for poison. It can take you far into the game and prioritize getting into 6 stars first. In other words, do that before you think about going like, oh my gosh, let me build this left and right. Now the thing is, if you're going to build towards Raw, start going towards Burst level 5. And you're going to start off with the Rathian Vambraces as they are one of the best pieces of gear in the game. If you're going Elemental, you want to go for Elemental Attack level 5 for each element. But again, if you're going to go for Elemental Attack level 5 or even the Rathian Vambraces, you need to get to 6 stars first so you can get those materials and upgrade your gear to grade 6. I know some of them require grade 8, but again, for you don't need grade 8 for Elemental Attack level 5 or for Burst level 5. You just need grade 6, so go after that first. And before you start going willy-nilly and firing all of your refining parts and everything into anything else, avoid building multiple weapon types or switch axes. Stick to one or two and build that way. A lot of people will mess up because they recklessly spend their resources and don't take accountability for it. So make sure you take accountability, use your resources strategically, and so that you can progress pretty comfortably throughout the game. And hopefully this video helps you with switch axe builds. Truthfully, very little has changed for Season 4 as far as the meta goes, so luckily this means you won't have to make many adjustments for the switch axe. I'm not going after it super hard considering I have pretty much everything I need at this point. But yeah, realistically, if you look at everything into consideration, I'm still gonna make all those videos for all the armor, etc. and weapons, but yeah, nothing much has changed. With that being said, please do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Hopefully this video does help you out because there isn't a switch axe build video out there yet. So here you go, and hopefully it truly does help you out. Good luck on your grinds, good luck on your drops, and I will see y'all on the next video.